So what we're going to be doing now is creating some kind of a building to go with our low poly landscape. Now I'm going to be creating something similar to this here. If we look at this, it's quite modular. There's this blue thing on top that I can just create one of, and then I can copy it multiple times. There are these towers, which I can just create one of and make slight variations to. There's these towers here, which I can create one of and then make slight variations to. There's the windows, which are quite modular, and there's these things on the side here, which I might not worry about. But it is quite a modular, straightforward looking building. So with that in mind, I'm going to go into Blender, and you might think that to make that blue bit, I would use a cone. And using a cone for this is actually going to be much more complicated, and I'll show you why through using a cylinder. So a cylinder is actually easier to use here. There's a cylinder. I'm going to turn the number of vertices down to 9 on the left, and I'll go into edit mode, and I'm going to put some ring cuts across here. Control R and do this twice. Okay, so the up scroll wheel, Control R will make the ring cuts, scroll up once, and that'll give you 2 ring cuts along there. Now you can't do this on a cone. It won't let you do the ring cuts around it. So that's why it's easier to do this and then bring it in like this here. With this top face, I'm going to select the top face, and I'm going to hit Control V and merge them at the center. Okay, so I get that there. I'll select this with, I'll select these faces here. It doesn't want to let me select the ring. That's all right. I'll just select them manually. And I'm going to extrude individual. If I just hit E, it's going to do an extrusion. I want to extrude individual and just move them out a little bit. So I get something that looks like that there. Then I'm going to go to the bottom face, inset that quite a bit, and then I'm just going to pull it up like that there. Okay, so it's got the, if I go back to the picture, you can see under there it looks like it goes up a little bit. Okay, so that's going to be that part. Now we're going to add a material for this. So I'll just go out of object mode, add a new material. And the default material I'm going to make is going to be a bluish color. Bring that down like that. I'm going to make another material for it, plus new. And this one's going to be a stony gray color like that. Now I'll go into this, and across this center section here, I'm going to hit B, and I'm going to draw along. Oops. I should be in face mode, so I'm not sure why it's selecting all of them, which is really kind of irritating. B, select those. B, select those. It should only select the ones that I draw dots over. Not sure why it's selecting everything. And I'll have to go into here and select all these faces manually, but basically all these parts around the outside here, these bits in here, if they didn't get selected, some of them did, some of them didn't. Oops, that one didn't. And I suppose these bits under here as well. And then I'm going to select that stony material and click assign. So that's going to put that on there. Now there are some modifiers that I could use. We haven't really used a whole lot of modifiers yet. But the modifiers for this, I'm going to use one, or I'm going to attempt to use one, called Simple Deform. And I'm going to taper it. Except I want to lock Y, lock X. It's not working the way I want, so I might just leave that for now. Oh wait, I think I can taper it. I wanted to taper it upwards, but it doesn't seem to want to go. I suppose that I could, it's to do with this origin here. So I think I'll just leave that for now. We won't worry about that. I'll turn that off. And that's that shape sort of done. And it looks similar to that one there. Okay, so there's not a big difference. In fact, there's not much difference at all. I'm just going to move that over to the side. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll make this easy window shape here. Add mesh cube, and I'll tab into it and scale it down a little bit. I'm going to bring this top face up, bring this top face forward, and oops, bring it in a little bit more. What I'm going to do with this is do a ring cut here and pull that up, and then do 2 more ring cuts there and there. Okay, what this is going to allow me to do is just make some modifications to this shape. So I can grab this edge and this edge, and I'm just going to bring them down until they pretty much touch the other edges that are just below it. Maybe just a little bit above. Just like that there. So I've got that shape. Then if I select all the front faces, like that, and hit I, I'm going to inset them and extrude them in. Okay, so I inset and then extrude backwards, but not all the way backwards. If I keep going, you see it goes through the other side. I don't want that at all. So I'll apply a material to this now. I'm going to use a grey for that. And for these bits in here, I'm going to add a new material, and they are going to be black. Oops, I didn't assign it. Assign those there. Okay, so then I've got my windows. I could go ahead and add maybe like a bar or something like that on here, but I'm not going to. So there's my window. I'm going to move that over to there. So now I've got the window and I've got the top bit. Let's have a look at this tower bit here. It looks like it's a cylinder. So I'm going to start off with a cylinder and then just extrude it up and out and up and out and up and out and up and out a whole lot. So we go add mesh cylinder. I might turn that up to, well, let's have a look. It looks probably like it's got about 9 or 10 on it. So 10 or 11 should be okay. I'll put it on 10. Tab into that. I'm going to bring this top bit down quite a bit, because then I'm going to extrude it. And I'm not going to actually bring this one up. I'm just going to scale it straight out like that and extrude it up a little bit. And then extrude it again, but not bring it up. Scale it outwards and extrude it up. I'm going to extrude this one up quite a bit. Look at how long some of them are. Okay. Looks pretty good. I might actually just leave this one down here and do a final extrusion. Scale it out like that. That's what it's looking like from the bottom. Okay, extrude it up and then extrude again and scale it out and extrude up like that there. Okay, so that brings me to this kind of thing here. I'll just undo that. This scale here, I probably did a bit too much. Extrude that up to there. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now I just want to grab this and bring it over here and make sure that it actually fits on that for now. It doesn't matter because I can always scale it later. So that's fine, and that's fine. I'll take that over there. Next bit is to do these towers. It is pretty much just a cube. These things here, we can add some later on. So I'll just do the cube, add mesh cube, and I'll grab this top face and I'm going to extrude, scale out a little bit, extrude up, extrude, scale in a little bit, extrude up, extrude, scale out a little bit, extrude up, and so I might actually bring that up a bit more here. Extrude, scale out quite a bit this time because I'm going to put things underneath it. Scale up to about there. Let's just have a quick look. Yep, that looks pretty good. We want to be able to fit some windows here, some little supports here, and then some bits along the top here. So I'm going to inset this a decent amount and extrude downwards. Okay, there's my tower. Materials for these, I'm just going to apply a simple material. It's going to be one of the ones that already exist, probably material 003, and I'll just move them over there. So I'm going to save this now, and we'll go Now let's save it on the desktop. Castle.blend. And save Blender file. And then we'll continue in the next video.